Hello. I am the mod. Hello. Cool. Yo, I'm on a little bit early today because I figured we'd learn about the photographers that we're going to be hanging out with today before they got here. Because that seems fair. What up, Connor? And at least we'd talk with Connor. So they're not going to be here for like another 55 minutes, and in like 30 minutes I got to go and do their audio visual checks. But can you hear me, Connor? You want to learn more? Teach me about them, dude. I'm gonna learn via their page. Lindsay takes cool photos of a lot of people that I don't know, but I gotta learn about them. Specifically with Hayley Williams and Paramore. Yeah, I like how I feel like most of her work is nice because it shows a relationship with her and her client, and it's not always like it's kind of like what Travis said, where it's not always like all the technical stuff that nobody cares about. It's about the shot you get with that person and the emotion you get to show. And she's done some really cool stuff with Lynn from Paris as well. Yeah, super intimate, and like that probably says a lot about Lindsay herself as well. It's like she is comfortable with, and I've met her before a few times, and she's very good at being personal. So like I'll just look through those photos. Get that sensor cleaning. What up, Miranda? What up? Also, is it laggy at all? I'm on like a Wi-Fi. I'm in Maine, and what up, McCarlin? You. They're not gonna be here for like a little while. You're gonna. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure. I'm kind of nervous. Connor, you're gonna have to hold it down because for like 15 minutes when I go do audio-visual check, it's just you. You're gonna be holding it down in here. But obviously, her work with Hayley is like the most ongoing. Oh woof. Oh woof, I gotta say. 2020 is still awesome, even though Corona took over. I think at least. Whose colors? This is still Lindsay. What are you talking about? Tegan and Sarah, right? Throwback. Lindsay also is very outspoken about their political views, and I think that's a cool thing to do. Is if you can combine like your art and your passion with other things that you want to talk about, then you become even more connected to it. Is this self-portrait, or is this? I don't know. Yeah, that's self-portrait. That's Lindsay herself. What up, a blue fox? They're not going to be here for like another 55 minutes, but I figured I'd go live a little bit and just talk about all this stuff. And kind of give everybody... I feel like we just jump into it every time. At least you can hang out. This is cool. Who's this? Tess Holiday. I like how the dress matches the nylon perfectly. I'm sure they match the dress to fit the nylon. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you can paste them. Hit them. Except for Connor, before you paste them. Josiah's... Well, it happened already. Josiah's website is not working. But you're all good. Is there a way to like space them so they come up? Yeah, I hit them up today. McCarlin, so how does the whole raw editing live stream work? This is the first one I submitted edit for. So basically the raw editing challenge is more of a challenge for fun, but what we do is we have the photographer on and they talk about their career for like 30 minutes, and then we talk about their photo and they'll edit the photo live. And then we go through most of the submissions, honestly. We just scroll the hashtag and we look at some of our favorites, talk about them with the photographer, and that's pretty much it. Like, we just kind of keep it chill, and if there was something you were hoping would happen that we're not doing, like, you can let us know and we'll switch it up. And we try to focus on as many as we can. These colors are cool. Of course. Thanks for posting it to the internet. What up, what up? But like I said, if you're just joining us, the other photographers won't be here for another 50 minutes. So what up? And but we're gonna do a little bit of warm up. So we're just looking at Lindsay's work right now. That's cool. 2 million happy views later. They look exhausted there. I like how they kind of look like soulmates. Like in a cool way. Well, this is cool. It kind of all goes together. 4:11. Well, at 5 a.m. we're going live. Are you gonna hang? It's gonna be a good chat today. Doesn't seem that heavily edited, but airy. Yeah, I think it's like the lack of shadow and how bright it is. Like, sometimes what some people consider technically incorrect is just somebody's style. And I like that. I don't like technically correct. Oh look, this photo looks like what is it? It's this photo. Yeah, many moons ago. We got down to it. It's cool. My Instagram has the worst continuity. I don't know how. It's all good, Jeremy. Sometimes it just shows through in ways that we don't know about. I think this photo is cool. Look at that stare. Camila Mendez. Good. That gaze is pretty powerful. Throwback to Lincoln standing in a lake, Nashville, half naked with a rainbow flag. That's pretty cool. I like how personal she is with people. This one's nice. Look at all those colors. Last year, Pride Parade. Ooh, Pride Parade. That's awesome. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. Yeah, I love her shoot with Lynn. So beautiful. Lynn's very beautiful. Alright, so we're probably... Lindsay today is mostly representing... we have people on because of their relationships they have with people over a long period of time, and Lindsay's been with Hayley Williams / Paramore for a long period of time. More recently, Hayley Williams, but always like Paramore, and I think that's cool, It's something special to do that. It says a lot about the photographer to be able to maintain a relationship that long. It is not easy. Not easy at all. Okay. Let's pop over to Daniel. Very different style. A lot more edited. Daniel works very closely with Travis Barker and everything Travis Barker does. So you'll see. You like that the front row band is. What up, Odin? Yeah, and so we'll see a lot of stuff that he does and shoots is with Travis or the things that Travis does. So it'll be Blink-182 or Travis with other artists. And I've specifically been on tours where Mr. Daniel's been there, and he's been very helpful. Is Travis a part of any band? Or does he fit in a lot of other music? I mean, he's in Blink-182. But he is featured in a lot of stuff. He's like, I don't know, he's a drummer, so, and people like his creative. So, yeah, he does do a lot. He's very busy. Let me know if it gets laggy, too, because I feel like it's lagging today, and I don't want it to lag, man. Luckily, you don't have to use the internet. You don't have to use this when I, go live, but make sure it's still my face. Yeah, it's still my face. If anybody else is here in chat, say what up. That's why we're here early. We're saying what's up to each other before all the wonderful guests that's here. And I hope you guys stick around while I peace out for a little bit in 15 minutes to kind of audio-visual check them. But, yeah, so you'll see just as Travis does stuff, Fog pretty much does the same stuff. What up, Nicole? Ferrari photo. Which camera is that, Jeremy? Leica SL2? What is that? What up, Amy? Yo, Amy. Speak of the devil. Check your email. See if you got anything from Thomas and I. It might have gone to your junk. We'd love to hear from you. What up, Kwai? Yeah, we haven't started the group yet, but we're so happy you're here. We're gonna start in 45 minutes, but we're just kind of hanging first to kind of get, you know, all the good vibes. That's great. What up? That's great. Yeah, we're starting in like 45. I just went on early today. I think I'm gonna get in the habit of doing this so we can look over all the photographers we have and learn about them together. Appreciate their work. Elliot Ingham is awesome. Also, I love to see the BLM support on photographers, whether everybody supports differently. Some people post links, somebody posts stuff in their profile, some people post photos, some people, talk to their local. Whatever they do, it's enough, and we appreciate it. So keep it up, guys. Elliot works with Neck Deep a lot, but more recently he's been with Fall Out Boy and Bear, too. So you'll see a lot of stuff from them. Let's see who this. This is Fall Out Boy, but he's been with Fall Out Boy for a while. Like this is a year ago, and he's got some really cool work. Really cool work. Like how personal he gets with people. I think this is just him. Oh, nice. Good. Hey, everybody, what up, Kwai? Good job. You gotta quarantine. You gotta protect your community. My girlfriend and I just got tested the other day because we're traveling a little bit, and we are good. We don't have the antibodies either. But, hey, I respect that heavily, Kwai. Gotta stay out there. We want concerts back, which means we can't have concerts for now. It's like we're on timeout. We gotta take a timeout for now. Like Pete Wentz and his kid. That's pretty cool. May 2018. I can't believe it's that long. I feel like he just started working with Fall Out Boy yesterday. He's been with them forever. Yeah, PD on Air One Drip. Looks like, and you can tell he just hangs out with them. And I think that's cool. Looks like they put it there on the back. They put Fortnite up on their background of their whole show, which is awesome. I love that. I feel like he's been in his fair share of private jets these days, or maybe that looks pretty private. Yes, TM, that's a good guy. Oh wow, good job. What up, Kurt? Good job, Kwai. Good job. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to like get other people sick. I miss touring with. Yeah, I mean, I toured with a lot of bands, and I think I miss all of them equally. I did remember obviously the people I've been with the longest, and I just miss them because they're like my best friends. So, just that kind of vibe. I miss people, It's just like anybody you've known for 10 years. You don't see them for a while, you don't get to do your thing. This is like worlds collide for him. I'm sure they were on the same tour, but he works for Bear and Fall Out Boy. That's pretty good. 2017. Now he's been with them for a while. Good job. All right. Let's keep going. Hey, computer, don't explode. I need you for a while. All right. This is Don Lenz or Peter Don. He works mostly with Halsey on tour. He did some stuff for her recently. She had an ice cream thing, and similar to how these other artists, they work with one artist, and then anything that artist does, they kind of follow. He's got a lot of personal stuff here too. He did some stuff at the Grand Canyon recently with Cascade, the DJ. But he is yeah, a lot of stuff with Halsey. He's got a very similar. I would say his style is somewhere between some of the others, but yeah, he's got a very good vibe. He creates a cool like look here. Damn Quiet Trash, chill out. And I love to see this when you can kind of see like he works with both of these people, and then they kind of hang out and he photographs them. That's pretty cool to me. And I know he made a video, but like he does a lot of stuff with Halsey. This looks like it's in. I think this is in Glasgow, actually. I'm pretty sure this is a Glasgow venue. Maybe not. I can't tell. Yeah, that's a Glasgow venue. It's round. Does anybody know the name of that venue? Glasgow. Glasgow. I forget what it's called, but it's awesome. Maybe this one will say it. No, London O2. Wow, Angry Halsey. Yeah, he's got some cool stuff. I like how personal he is with his artist. Good job. Let's see what this is. Who's that photographing it? That's cool. Backstage. Yeah, I've gotten kicked out of a Halsey pit before too. They generally clear it out, safe front of house. I started shooting and then I got the boot, and it's funny because the person who boots me, I know who they are. So, what up, Marissa? But yeah, Halsey generally doesn't let a lot of people shoot from the pit, and keep in mind, it's never the photographer's choice. I've gotten blamed before for people leaving the pit, and I'm like, yo, I don't make these decisions. I don't make any decisions. I just take pictures. And that's the management or the team. You know, they just have quality control going, and that's okay. In my opinion, it should always be the artist's decision on who gets to shoot. So if they don't want anybody in there, that's fine. It does suck when they don't communicate it though when you get the boot. No, I'm not George the Pit. Yeah, Marissa, right? I don't even know what's going on. I just take pictures. I just click buttons. I've got Josiah, which I would usually use his website because he actually gave me his website, but his website's down, and he told me a pretty funny story today. What up, Devin? What up, what up, what up? Yeah, I agree, Jeremy. I agree for sure. So for those of you guys who don't know Josiah, he's actually been on the show before. Um, I'll, he's a really good dude. Shoots a long time for Shawn Mendes, like 5 years now. What up, Dr. Clown? Don't remind me. In a car crisis. Don't stress out. I'm sorry to hear that, Brent. Just deep breaths. You've had Josiah. Oh, there's Tom, good friend. And yeah, he has some great stuff with Shawn Mendes. Very raw. You can see their relationship, and he's been friends with him for a while. Like, I think, and back even before he could drink. I don't know if he can drink now. I don't know how old he is, but I think that's one of my favorite things he shot. This is Josiah and his wife. Looks like they got a new bed. Yep, that looks like a good sponsored post. Shawn looking fresh as usual. Adam, how come is it pre-corona for people to shoot film while touring? Seems like people. I think people shoot film because I don't know. I would say the industry went from no photographers to a lot of photographers to every moment being exposed digitally, high res, all this stuff, and then it kind of became counter authentic to expose all these things. So they had to find a way to make it look more authentic, and I think film was a way to discover that. And I also think all the photographers were kind of on their own personal journey, and they started out digital. Like, wow, film's really cool, and it does all these looks that I looked up to for so long. I want to create that look too. But that's like, I don't know if that's my subjective truth. That's not fact. That's just what I think. So film started becoming a thing. Then you have people who've shot film all along. Yeah. Oh my goodness, does he have a lot of moments of Shawn? In bed, on guitar, backstage, everywhere. What up, Will? What up, Shelby? Shelly, excuse me. Yeah, he does blast everything. And if you guys have any questions, I know we kind of did a similar Q&A 2 weeks ago. If you guys have any questions, let me know for today. We can file them in. Hey, this is me. Sorry about my middle finger. This is before I stopped doing middle fingers. Shawn and I go way back. Or, excuse me, Josh and I go way back. Josiah and I go way back. Not Shawn. But I actually met him on his first tour, I think. And, yeah, it's pretty cool. This is, if you ever see these things, these are from Reading and Leeds. So if you ever see these, they're green, and that's the festivals they're from. Sometimes other ones have them too. Oh, that's awesome, Devin. Photographers on film versus smoke runs starting a digital bummer. What's one? Yeah, I agree. I agree, Jeremy. That's a great point. You do learn a whole different set of skills, right? That's like very different. Um, nah, PQ, you're fine. You're actually early. We haven't even gotten the guests on here yet. We're just hanging, looking at their work. Um, oh yes. Look at that crew. That's Lupe, Josiah, and Tom. I love seeing, like I said, I love seeing when their artists meet other artists. It's pretty cool. But yeah, good photography. Agreed. Definitely plan ahead. It's just Zed and Shaman and Joan Beats. That's an amphitheater, so they're probably playing something together. Well, this looks like a radio festival. Wembley. That's Wembley Stadium, which is like an 80,000 cap venue. It's very big, and this is probably um, Jingle. What's the UK radio festival called? Um, who's this page? This is Josiah Van Dien's page. Sorry. So we're looking at everybody's. The link raw. Yeah, you can put it in. Put it in there. I think only Captain can post links now. And yeah, that's some good work. There's all the links. Yes, I like how you have it spaced out now, unless that's just a thing. I'll put the names in. I'll put the names in front of them, but that's good, just so people will know they are at first. What up, Kurt? Okay, guys. So here's the deal. I wanted to come on early so we could talk about this, but I always auto visual check these people about 30 minutes before we go live. So I actually have to go for like 15 minutes, but I'm gonna leave it up if you guys want to hang out. I don't have any music. I'm gonna silence everything, but oh, I just got really excited. I got really excited in my chest for people coming on. Hello, Christian. So yeah, Connor's gonna take the wheel. I don't have any games installed yet, so unfortunately I can't do that. But brainstorm. We'll figure out what we do next time. Morgan Ave. This is your old stop. Where's this? London? Oh, New York. Connor, Parker, and Marissa. You guys are all in charge. All the mods. What's up? What's up, Intin? I haven't seen your name around here. And if I have, I apologize. Josiah, what up? Josiah, we gotta do audio-visual check. What are you doing here? We're gonna do audio-visual check. What did he say? Welcome for the first time. Everybody give Enton a welcome, a warm welcome for the first time. All right, guys, I gotta go. I got a date on Zoom to log everybody in, but I'll be back for like 15 minutes. So let me silence. So we're going to this mode. I'm out of here. You guys can't hear me, right? Like if I turn this off, tell me if you can hear me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Check, check, 1, 2, 3. What up, guys? We're here. We're back. We should be good. I know my face is really big. This is just because it's going to be the Zoom thing, so it's just temporary. Okay, cool. We've got everybody's audio-visual checked. They're going to be in here in about 10 minutes. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. Come hang out. How's everything going? Don's Lens. We got to VIP that guy up. VIP Don's Lens. Unable to add VIP. Why not? Am I full? There, we got it. We rated Steve's channel on YouTube. What's that even mean? I got you. / VIP Elliot. Elliot spelled his name wrong, but not wrong, but uniquely. Elliot X England. You're gone. What is Steve doing on YouTube? Chill out. Chill out. But cool. If you guys, we've got good guests today. Well, we have good guests every day, but it's a good group today. I'm excited to chat with them. Please be active in chat, as you guys always are. If you have any questions or you like anything people say, remember to always be kind. Let them know. Let them know what's up. Because, I promised them a good experience, so you better live up to it. And, no, I'm just kidding. If you want to, Connor, throw the alert up on Discord, that's fine. You can say, everyone, we're live now. People will start coming in. And, yeah, I'm going to throw my alert up on... I got my handy-dandy book with questions and notes from last time we did a similar one, so it'll be good vibes. Adam hypes us up. Us silent. I believe in the community. I think that it'll be fine no matter what. This is the stream where you know the most photogs. Hey, that's because we got a pretty powerhouse group today, I'd say. Connor, make sure you at everyone. Let's get a hype train. You want a hype train right now? You want to donate? Hey, I'm trying to donate some. I'm going to throw a Twitch up, or I'm going to throw an Instagram up, and a whatever other things. My stuff is not currently posted, but, it's whatever. Let's go to Twitch and screenshot it. Yeah, I'll just do it once we get up. Top last week somehow? What? Last week was hard because the mods were on here. It was pretty good. But once we go live, I might be in and out. They released new stuff on Dead by Daylight. I was gonna get this. Hello, what up, Millie? Millie, how's it going? Welcome. We need to top mod crew. Well, that's in your guys' hands. So if you can do it, cool. But if you can't, then whatever. That's a good vibes. Everybody's alarms are going to start going off in 8 minutes, and people will hopefully start popping in. But, I'm just going to do this. There we go. There we go. Perfect. All right, I start chat, so give me 1 second. I'm just posting something. Perfect. Twitch. We'll add a link. For some reason earlier my link wasn't working. TV/Omachias. Perfect. And Connor, you got the Discord unlock. What up, Millie? What up, Denise? We're doing great. We've been hanging for a little bit, honestly. We've been hanging for a little bit, letting people kind of trickle in. Yep, all good there on Discord. Cool. Yeah, the Discord is pretty popping right now. I'll say I'm pretty stoked on the Discord. And if we get a good 60 people in here today, I think we'll be set. I'm gonna tweet it now. We got 6 minutes. Connor, you want to throw the links of everybody that's coming on today? Hanging with Legends today. Twitch.tv. Cool. We got it. I'll do my thing. Thank you, Link Lord. Perfect. That's everybody's work. Except for Josiah's the only one without a website. Yeah, I agree. Discord's much better now. I think I need to pull up. My shit's gonna die. My stuff's gonna die. Give me 1 second, guys. I just gotta plug in my phone before this starts. And I thought I already plugged it in, but I didn't. Stand by, stand by. I can unplug my computer. Set my computer down. Computer, don't fall. Yo, if it looks like I'm in somebody's attic, it's because I am. I'm in Maine, in the small town of Orono, visiting my girlfriend's best friend, who's here, stuck. What up? Thanks for following, Superior Effect. Jeff Nichols, we got a lot of new people in here. Let's go. Dude, I'm in, like, the people who live here are amazing, too. They're all very cool, very nice people. And, you have homies in Maine? I believe it. Maine's beautiful. Yeah, I'm in the attic. But it's like a whole thing up here. Like, this is her home. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Alright, we got 4 minutes before Intimidation knocks on the door. You guys got any talking points? What up, Idle Ghost, by the way? Hey, I know what. Where's everybody chiming in from today? Let's see how worldwide we are. Let's throw us your state, city, country, whatever you want. Let's see what we got covered. Is Steve live right now? 2/3 of people are Dallas, Kansas. I'm in Maine. Brooklyn. Oh, hell yeah. Steve and I are Steve's live streaming. Well, I feel bad we're live streaming the same side as Steve. Maybe he'll pop in here. What up, Lost Forfait? Let's go, team. Let's go, team. Melbourne. Beef Tappa, what up? Missouri, lost before. That's some good vibes. All around. This is going to be solid. Check, check. Audio's good. Alert's good. Layout's good. You can see everything. It's all good. We're ready for, like, guests to come in. Everything's good. Everything's good. How'd you guys like the format of starting, like, an hour before and looking at their websites? I, like, quite enjoyed that. It was a good warm-up. Austin, Texas. Yeah, everybody's somewhere different. We actually don't allow 2 people from the same city to come in as a chat. If we figure out you're in the same place, we remove one of them. And that's just the rule. Yeah, I like looking through their work too. It's nice because, you know, that's why we're here. We're here to, like, respect the artists and, you know, give them our attention and our time. Because that's the vibe. That is the vibe. Don't kick you again, I won't. We got a chance to chill out. Yeah, I feel like starting it all at once was a little bit abrupt. I liked it because it was like, we're here, welcome. But I like this a little bit more because, you know, it gives us as a community a chance to get caught up and hang out and stuff. And, you know, that's the vibe. What up, Eva Shield? What up? The Legends are going to be here soon. It's like T-minus 2 minutes. Everybody's joining. GS Fernando, thanks for the follow. Topo, thanks for the follow. And once they get here, we're going. Yeah, you know, I enjoy the social aspect of the stream a lot. You guys are my friends. I hope you consider me a friend as well. Just so you know, this is my notepad. I'm never disrespecting the guests. I'm actually taking notes because that's how I learn. Yeah. When you're going through your life. Yeah, Eva? Alright, guys. They're gonna start popping in here. I bet all of them are on time. They got some water. They get their voices cleared up, like myself. Connor. Yes, you can save the questions, or you can ask them, but if I miss them, don't hate me. You can do whatever you want. What up, Daniel? What up, dude? He's connecting his audio. Lindsay's coming in. Oh, we just went up to 50, like right off the bat. Thanks for the Parker. Thanks for gifting that sub. What up, Lindsay? Welcome back. Check, check.
Check. Hi.
Yes, I got you. Daniel, can you check your audio for me?
I'm good.
Yes, you're good. You're good. I can hear you. That means I gotta lower my audio a little bit. Check, check. 1, 2, 3. Messiah's coming in. I made the mistake one time of kicking people out of this room, and then it bans them for the room, so they can't come back in. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Lindsay has had enough of us. Yo, shout out H2O.
Shout out H2O.
Daniel, what you sipping on?
Coffee.
Yes. Let's go. I like that red mug.
So in the last like 10 minutes,
Yeah.
I did something fun.
Oh, wow.
So my wife got me this for like Christmas many years ago.
What is that?
It's a
Garden.
Garden, and it's just been sitting in the box on my desk for the last like couple years.
Okay.
And I put it together, and I'm really proud.
Wow. That's really good.
And I did it in 10 minutes, and I don't know why I haven't done it before in the last 3 years that I've had it.
Wow, that's actually pretty cool. Everybody in chat, give all the guests a warm welcome. You can say hi. Thank you for the gift subs. Everybody's chilling out. Everybody's excited to have you guys, as am I. Thank you guys so much for making time today. Yes.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, it'll be a party. Well, I don't know. I kind of introduced everybody ahead of time. / your descriptions are like below. So don't really have to do intros. People can
Great
see your
idea.
names. But I don't know, Josiah. I think that's a cool starting point. Now that we've all been in quarantine for a long time, and we can't blame a lack of free time on not getting relaxed. But Josiah's Zen gardening. But what are you guys doing to kind of? What are you guys doing to
Oh.
chill out these days?
Well, she's talking.
What? Anybody can talk. It's whatever. We can cut each other off. We can talk at once. Lindsay, you want to start us? What you have anything you do, like any routines you've been doing to like relax?
To relax.
I don't know.
No, I'm trying to learn how to meditate.
Ooh,
I'm not even kidding.
no,
Trying
that's
to
great.
If one more person looks at me and says, "Do you meditate?" Like when I'm complaining about something, like they're like, I get the hint. The hint is like, take a chill. Take 5 minutes, take an hour, take whatever you need, but maybe you should meditate. So I'm taking it like a couple minutes at a time, you know.
Hey, it's good to know how people feel on the receiving end of that question, because maybe that's something I should be more aware of. You know,
I mean, it depends on when
when you ask somebody
depends on
that,
when it's delivered, you know.
it's like saying chill out to somebody. You know, it really matters when you're telling them to chill out.
But that's like the worst time to tell someone to chill out.
Yeah. I
Why
agree.
don't you relax?
You need to chill, dude.
I am
I'm
chill.
live on my Instagram. Try to let the people know to come through.
You
Pull
put
up.
us live on your that's like
I love this. It's crazy.
live
Bro, I
inception.
mean, how else? You know,
For sure.
How do you? Should we all go live right now?
I'm live on my gram, and then I
You
pinned
can-
the link for the Twitch. So
That's great.
Maybe
I think
Dude,
we
you
should
know.
do that. Show the love.
You
everyone
can-
do it, man. Let's go, bro.
Oh my god, it's gonna be an overwhelming amount, an influx of people. I love it.
I just
Join the
Peter,
Twitch.
Peter, I just sent you a request to go live together.
Oh, Oh, it's going down right now.
This is like
Wow.
you guys are streaming on another stream while you're streaming here.
I'm waiting. I'm
I
waiting for
can't
you,
do
dude.
it.
What's that delay like?
Wow.
Hold on.
I gotta turn my phone audio off. So
This when I said that Twitch is a hangout, I really meant it. This is fine. I hope that nobody
Sick.
regrets agreeing to do this and everybody's enjoying it
Oh,
as much
damn.
as me.
Josiah's way cooler than me. We got like 150 people in here. Let's go.
That's crazy. Yo, do you guys use the live function on Instagram?
No, I don't like.
Not really.
Right.
I used to.
I just tried to, but then I was like, that's too much technology.
Yeah.
But we got your chat working, Lindsay, and that's what counts.
Yo, come pull up in the Twitch, everyone. Pull up. Pull
I
up.
can do live. What was I gonna say?
We got Elliot Ingham in here, bro. Wow, rare.
Elliot's in the evening time, so
This is you guys live stream off of Instagram from this stream.
How do you pin a link? What do you do? Can you teach me?
You click you like hold your comment down and then you select pin. It's like pretty easy.
Okay.
So like right in the, you just like hold it, yeah, and then it pins.
All
I
right,
figure
cool.
I never did it before. I figured it out, so I believe in you.
Oh my god. I
All
messed
right.
it up. Oh, I did it. What was I gonna say? Well, this is cool. I'm on live stream right now also, which I don't know if that makes sense 'cause I'm moderating. But I guess the
I
best
just
way
wanted to
to
do it for a second to let them
flip it and
know.
show everybody. We've got some great people
Yeah.
on stream right now. Come check it out. Thank you guys so much. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so the last time I did like a similar one of these, I would say 2 weeks ago, and it was funny because we started off kind of just getting to know each other, and it turned out like 4 out of the 5 people all worked at Apple at one point in their career. So I don't know, has anybody here worked at Apple, or do we have them all in the last stream?
I did not look it up. On that.
Perfect. I was
No.
hoping that's all right. So this is the no Apple stream, just to clarify.
No one has worked for Apple.
Nobody here has worked at Apple, but I
Who's
thought it was
worked at a grocery store?
I worked at a grocery store when I was like 15.
That's what I mean. See, we got 2.
Yeah.
Elliot, you worked at a grocery store too?
No, sir.
What was your before music photography career job?
I worked at an ice cream parlor
Nice.
Hey, yep, done that.
Wow.
on the beach.
Oh, mine
Wow.
wasn't. But, all right.
Damn.
That's pretty cool.
Honestly, it was all right.
Oh, that's great. What about you, Lindsay? I feel like you've done a lot of cool stuff in your life.
Well, before I did this, I was working at Golden Voice. And before I was working at Golden Voice, I was working for Thrasher magazine
I
and
knew- that's what I
Juxtapose
knew.
magazine. Yeah,
Nice.
but not as a
Yeah.
photographer. But yeah, that's where I learned a love for photography. I was obsessed with skateboard photography,
Oh,
even
cool.
though that wasn't.
Same,
Yeah.
same.
Yeah, but I was like, how do they do that? But they had a music section in the magazine, and I also worked for their art magazine, Juxtapose. So yeah, I got a lot of like free film and stuff. It was
That's
I got a
great.
fun to mess around.
got a good skateboarding photography story. I was working at a DVS Maddox and Mackay, which Lindsay, I'm sure you're familiar with.
I sure am.
So I remember when I was trying to transition into digital photography, my first digital camera, I'm like, I got to get some expert advice.
What
here.
year is this?
This was, this was back in 2002.
Okay.
And then I'm like, there's got to be someone who can give me like some pointers here. And they're like, hold on a second, we'll call somebody. And a buddy of mine calls Atiba Jefferson and goes, here, talk to this guy. I'm like, who am I talking to? He goes, just ask him. I was like, so like, I didn't know what to say because I'd looked up to his like skate photography for forever. I still do. But like Atiba Jefferson was the first person to recommend going to Canon, and I have not gone back since.
That's
Yeah, he's dope.
Oh,
Pretty cool.
That's great.
that's a great recommendation.
That's networking. I like that about like music, skateboard, all this. I feel like everybody's very chill when it comes to networking, or does it? I don't know. It's more just like friendships. I
Yeah.
hate calling it networking. But what do you guys think is like, if you could verbalize or teach people who maybe aren't familiar with networking, what would you say is like the correct way to network, if that makes sense? And I use that term very loosely. It could be like
Yeah,
making
I see.
relationships.
like,
I think it's I think it's being nice and like always trying to put something back on the table. Cause like if you're always trying to like take things from people, like no one's why should people keep giving you stuff or introducing you to somebody or, you know, vouching for you? Like you should always try to like put something on the table, whether it's like it could be anything, like, you know, especially related to like photos or videos. Like someone's like, ah, I kind of need someone to shoot my show tonight. And like,
Mhm.
you don't really know this guy. Be like, yeah, maybe I'll go do it because then later, maybe this, you know, guy will be like, oh, he's the man, you know, he helped me out. I'll help him out. So you just got to put stuff on the table. I'm a big believer in that.
I like that.
Yeah, and I think part of that too is just doing things nice with knowing that you're not going to get anything back. You know.
Yeah, just throwing
Like,
nice stuff.
Yeah, just like, you know, there's plenty of shows that I've shot that it's like, you know, like I've already been successful in the career. Like I have these jobs and they're like, yo, like you want to come shoot our band? And it's just like someone that I kind of know that like is in a local band or whatever. It's like, yeah, sure. Like, why not? Like, I'll just go hang out at a show. Like, it's fine. Like, it's all about just doing things for the community and just being part of, you know, the greater good of music, you know?
Yeah, I think transparency is really important when you're networking. It's like if you're doing something and you want something in return, I think that it's really important to put it out there, you know, like, hey, I want to do this, but then do this. Otherwise, it's like setting yourself up for failure or setting yourself up for a broken heart. You know, when I first started out,
That
I
makes
thought
sense.
like, oh, I'll do this and then maybe I'll get this. And then my feelings were hurt all the time. This is like a lot of years ago. And now it's like, hey, I'll do this. Like if I don't feel if it's something that I'm not like super into or like, oh, but there's something else that I want, I'm very transparent about like expectations. So everybody knows. And then that gives people the opportunity to be like, hey, dude, that's never going to happen. And you know what I mean? It's just about being honest and open and forthcoming. And lots of times I'll do stuff just because I do like it. But like Josiah said, like without expectation,
Right.
you know, because otherwise everybody's set up for a little broken heart.
Well, that's a good way to phrase it. I've definitely never heard, I don't know, the side where you're like, make sure if you are expecting something, you communicate that. I like that a lot. I don't know. What about you, Elliot? You got anything in this? It's all good if you don't. Not meant to put
I
you.
would just say that, you know, treating everybody the same, like being nice to absolutely everybody, no matter what their position is or what their story is or background, whatever, who they're touring with, if they're touring with, like, you know, I don't know. There's a lot of times you can get caught up in like in groups and stuff. I tend to just try and like be nice and be open to like talking to everybody and anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, usually that's how you make some really good friends on tour.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Also, like being able. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it. Go for it.
I was just going to say, being able to read a room. You know, like, is this my time to network, or have they just invited me here to like be a part of something? And, yeah, and like if it's on the internet, a great place to network.
Yes.
LinkedIn, that's a place where people go for business contacts. You
Yeah.
know, things like that. Being in the right place. Like, I'm not going to slide into somebody's DMs. Like, you got to know where you're going. At least for me, that's for me personally. When I'm hitting somebody up on LinkedIn or some kind of business forum, they know I'm there for that reason.
Yeah.
And no other thing.
No, totally.
So you're not doing business on Tinder and personal relationship on LinkedIn. You're finding the right forum for the right way to reach out.
So many apps.
Yeah.
Lots of blurry lines. There was lots of blurry lines. There was Raya, blurry lines.
Yeah.
They started a work side of it. So, you know, I'm not there anymore, but you know.
That is true though. It does get confusing. It's hard. I don't know. How much do you guys feel like, I mean, like all of you guys have had relationships with artists for a long period of time. How much do you feel that reading the room plays into it? And how long did it take you to learn to read the room? Or do you have any, I don't know, embarrassing experiences where you read the room wrong?
Oh man. I mean, reading the room is like, I think it's something that to this day I experience. You know, you walk into a studio, you don't know who's there, you don't know what to expect. So like being able to walk in and know like, this is what's happening today, this is what's expected of you. Read the room and don't just go full bore into like whatever plan you had goes out the window. So I think that having a fixed plan is always a bad idea, but that ability. I saw someone on the comments put like, reading the room is such an underrated skill. It totally is. 'Cause there's so many people you interact with who walk into the room and it's like, hey guys, and it's like the room just shifts over and it's like buzzkill or just full vibe killer or just in the way at that point. You know what I mean? It's yeah, reading the room mandatory.
That's massive for being a photographer. It's like you have to know the difference from when to be a fly on the wall and when to get in there and like
exactly
what you want to do, because that's, I mean, it can go both ways. You can be too fly on the wall when you really should have gotten in there and gotten some cool stuff, because that's like that opportunity was there. You just didn't read the right thing and take it,
Or you got in there and you shouldn't have.
Exactly, totally. Like I mean,
How many?
at the end of the day, there's an extent that there's no right answer sometimes, but you have to have at least a good grasp of being able to read the room to make an educated guess.
It's obviously like not as easy with if you're shooting with like an artist or someone you don't really work with often, because you don't know their like body language and like how they might be feeling, and like you can't really guess as much with like someone you work with for a long time. By the point, like before people even say anything, you already know like the entire vibe, so it makes it a lot easier. But over time, as you learn the
there's ways
skills,
to read the room before you even enter the room. I feel like with all of us, like most people that everyone in this chat tours with has like security guards, so they would be outside of like the artist dressing room, and it's like you're about to go in, just kind of like, yo, how's everything going on in there? And they'll be like, oh, he's recording something. It's like, oh, I probably shouldn't go in there, like, because
you get the brief. You get the security brief.
Yeah,
you don't want to
you
Kramer into every green room, like, what's up?
Exactly.
So
I mean, that's the thing. It's just like there's more to, like, the bigger the artist gets, the easier it is to kind of read the vibe, because there's more people around, and just better ways to do it.
And it depends on the situation. If you're being invited somewhere, if you're not being invited by the artist, you're being invited by a different, you can ask questions.
Yeah.
Be prepared. Like, hey, what's it like? Like how I'm loud. I know I may seem like I'm not, but I'm loud. And it's like, how do I need to be? Like, I like to be prepared. I like to ask a lot of questions. If I know people who've worked with them before, it's okay. It's okay to ask. I think that's super important. And also I think that, like, if you're in a studio and people are recording, it's like, I've had to take a good look at myself and be like, oh, this situation is like not about me at all.
Right. Yeah.
And that's really like when I'm shooting, sometimes like that's all I can think about is what I'm doing. And so I'm constantly having to remember, like, this is about them.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's a good point.
So yeah, asking questions, and like also asking them if they've invited me. I can ask them, like, what do you like when, it's always a different situation. If it's just like a blind going into, then like, yes, like everybody's saying, it's so challenging to like know the situation all the time. And it's like experience. It's like lots of years and mistakes.
Yeah.
I think that
talking to someone the other day who was asking about what it's like being like a long-term photographer, someone who's worked with one specific artist for a long time. It's like, well, as a photographer to this level or to this capacity, you have the gift of access, right? So it's like if you're being granted this gift of access and this trust, it's like there is a certain amount of gift of reading the room that I think we all innately have. You know what I mean? You approach a situation enough where an artist or artists trust you inherently. Like they sense that like you have this gift of access. You're not gonna do something you're not supposed to. And I feel like the people who end up going in there guns blazing quickly find out that they will not be granted that gift. Yeah.
Any longer.
Yeah.
I mean, you get better, even though we could have all been like pretty good at it in the beginning, like, years down the line, like you get like really good at it. So that no matter who you're going in the room with, you kind of, and Lindsay, I'm also extremely loud, like ridiculously loud, like, and over time, I've just learned like when, like if I think of something immediately, like a reaction, I go, 1, 2, 3. I think about it like 6 times, and then I'm like, nah.
I like that.
That's part of growing up, and also part of like learning
Yeah.
how to navigate like the situations, like,
I love
and
that.
not making it about yourself. So yeah, I literally think, and I do it with my, relationships, everything now. It's great. I'm just like thinking about stuff before I say it. It's like a crazy concept.
I'm like, hold on, let me go meditate.
Yeah, I'm like
I'll be
1,
right
2,
back.
3, 4,
Do I
5, 6,
meditate?
7.
Yo, I think talking about reading the room, I think the hardest thing for me, or that I imagine a lot of people, is when family comes involved, when personal people enter the room. Have you guys ever had a moment where you're like, okay, this is the time I shouldn't take photos, and then afterwards the artist's like, what, did you get that? Or like maybe the other way around. Do you know what I mean?
All the time.
Yes.
Again, I think it's like about asking. There's been lots of moments that I've missed in things I'm not thinking. I can't think about them right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just because. But I watched one of your other. Was it the last Twitch TV that you did that they were talking about this?
Yeah, it was the same kind of theme. Basically, I hit up a lot of people and we spaced it out into 2, so it was a similar vibe. Yeah,
That's nice. And I'm trying to think of like a specific time this happened, but I actually thought it would be fun to start writing down all the moments that I've missed because, as a live photographer, usually those are like, I'm like, oh my God, I didn't. And these are the things that I beat myself up about. Like you literally cannot capture every single moment, but I think all of us probably have that same obsession to be constantly getting everything at every minute. And that means like moments between people, moments on stage, like, oh God, if I would have a book full of all the moments that I've missed.
Yeah, but you'd have like a shelf and a wall full of ones you made.
Ooh.
Yeah, totally.
So
Thank
it's
you.
like,
that's a glass half.
Yeah, let's
full,
go.
Full.
I like to hear that.
Let's go,
Yeah.
positivity.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
Well, it's like,
tough.
you beat yourself over the one time. We all have that, like, there was this firework hit on this one song, and I'm like, oh, okay, didn't get that. It happens, but it's also like when you are delivering on a consistent basis, and like you keep giving, quality work, and you make so many moments where it could have been hundreds of feet away, and you still made those, like, and put those all together, and like on a consistent basis over time. I think that's what they look for, and like, one moment here and there, it's, unless you had all the time to prepare for it, and that was the moment, like, then it's suck.
Unless that was like specifically asked for by like management or something like that.
Yeah,
I feel like there's so many times that like that'll happen when someone was like, oh, like, did you get this shot? And I was like, oh no, like that didn't happen. And it was like, okay. And like, that's it. It's like, they were just wondering if I got a shot of that. I was like, no, I didn't. But like, here's all the other stuff I got. And they're like, okay, that's cool. Like, like you have to look at it in perspective of that. It's like, yeah, like there's definitely times that like things get missed, but like, you can't, at the end of the day, you can't be expected to get every single thing in the world. It's like you do your best and you try, but like there's going to be things you miss, just inevitable.
I like that
positivity. It also serves as fuel, right? Like, I think the more shots you miss, the more you're like, shit, I can't miss that shot again, or I can't. Like, it keeps you on your toes, which is kind of the thing that I love the most about shooting live music, is that it's never going to be the same every single time. It's always different. There's always something different that happens. There's always a problem that you have to deal with, and it just pushes you to try to get that. And you're going to miss something, but then it's like, at the end of the day, you look back and you're like, all right, I should be better about X, Y, and Z to make sure that I'm like more on top of it. It's just like a constant growth mindset, I guess.
No, I like that. Always trying to get better. So now that you guys are talking about, when you work with an artist, for the people who maybe haven't been in the position of these photographers, when you're working with an artist, you're not just working with that artist, you're working with their management and their label and their touring crew and their personal assistants and their security, and all that kind of comes into play. After you guys have, or maybe before you've identified that, like, what are some things when you're maybe first working with an artist, when it maybe clicks like, hey, this could be somebody I could work with for a long time, or how does that relationship develop and what does it feel like? If that makes sense.
I don't know, just kind of organic.
Interesting for me when I started working for Sean was that, like, he was super young. So like he turned 15 like 2 weeks, or 16 2 weeks before I started working with him. And I was working for like, you know, like Warped Tour type bands at the time. So I never really had a concept of like working for a major label, doing all that sort of thing. And he was on a major label, but he hadn't really put out any, like, he didn't have any radio singles, nothing like that. He was doing small like club tours at that point in time. So it was one of those things that like, when I thought about it, I was like, oh, he's cool. Like, this is great. Like, he'll tour a bit and like, I'll put it in like the cycle of like, okay, like I'll put it in like the, with like the groups of like the bands that I keep touring with, you know, 'cause bands don't tour 24/7, you know, like unless you're a pop star, and then that turns into just touring 24/7. So it's like, that was like a growth from like realizing whenever his first single came out was just like, oh wow, like we're just going to do shows that aren't necessarily even like headline shows. We're going to be doing press stuff. We're going to be doing radio stations, you know, and that really changed the concept of like what my job was, you know, and when you think about like longevity of it, because you're not just going on this, you know, 2-month tour.
You kind of grew with him, it sounds like.
You have an entire album cycle that's going to be busy, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
I forget what the question was.
it was just kind of like for people who maybe, you know, there's a lot of people who shoot music and they meet people and it's hard to identify, hey, this is a relationship that I should go after or try harder to make sustainable or work with them for a long period of time. So if you guys could kind of talk about what it felt like to go to maybe, you know, meeting your artist and shooting them once to then becoming their best friend or becoming somebody they take on tour with them, or how does that look in practice? Because everybody has a way they think about it, but it's one thing to hear it from the source.
Yeah, I definitely went way off topic on that one. My bad.
No, who
I don't
cares?
think you
Fine.
did.
Nobody
I-
cared. Dude, you're
You
great.
didn't.
I don't think
You're
you
wrong.
went off of.
You can't go off topic.
at all.
It's a hangout, dude. We're just hanging.
I think I don't know. I think for me, because on my little thingy it says my name. It says Halsey under there, but like I've worked with her for a long time. But I've also been working with a lot of like electronic artists for a long time. Like I've been with Alice in Wonderland for like 6 years, and she's from Australia. I've shot like stuff from tour stuff to I shot both of her LP album covers and stuff like that. So I worked with her for a long time, and I worked with some other DJs named like Slander for a long time.
Mhm.
But with all the people, you don't know that it's going to be this like long-term thing, but there's just I'm just like drawn to them and to their music and like to the project. And I've always felt like this X factor, and I just started working with a new artist now. And I just kind of feel that again, like with that artist and about their music, and like, you can just kind of I can just like see the future, and I go, you know what, like I can kind of guess where this is going, and I really like it. There's good people around them. They're like respectful and cool. Like I definitely F with this, and I'm down to ride. So that's kind of my situation with that stuff.
And I don't know about you, Elliot. Like you started working with Knocked Loose, and I don't know how long you've known them, but is there something you saw with them that you're like, I want to tour with them? Because I mean, you obviously tour with artists that are a lot larger, but for you, that's probably doesn't even come into play. You're just like, this is what I like, or I don't know if you could talk to that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that the relationship with Knocked Loose came about. I kind of knew them just mutually, just through, just, you know, it's a very small like circle, and I just kind of met them a couple of times, and I like their music, and I feel like we can relate on a bunch of stuff, you know, because before I was taking photos, I was sort of going to a lot of like local shows, and like a lot of the people who are like in bands like Knocked Loose, they share like a similar mentality to me, and I think so it just kind of felt natural and like not forced when I met them and hung out with them. And I work with their label a lot, Pure Noise. I like created a relationship with them like very early on in my like touring thing, because I was working with State Champs back in the day, and I basically sat down with their label one day, and they just showed me their roster, and they said like, we want you to come work with some of our artists. Who are like 2 or 3 of the artists that you really want to work with? And I said, Story So Far, Knocked Loose, and State Champs. And then they said, well, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to make a documentary about Knocked Loose, because I think it's really interesting to see like a band that comes from like a very like underground like DIY setting. I want to like tell the story of like how it became like especially from like a place like Oldham, Kentucky, where it's like not really like buzzing, like most buzzing music scene. So I wanted to tell that, and then like when I started getting on that project with them, like we just hit it off straight away. So it was like they like working with me, and so like the relationship just continued, and it just blossomed like Peter says. It's like organic. Like you just, I think sometimes you can kind of tell if you're going to get along with somebody just based off of like your similar interests. But it just you go in with an open mind, and then like sometimes it just like clicks, and then you just enjoy it, and it doesn't feel like work. And so it's like, why wouldn't you keep going back and doing more? If they want you to come back and you want to do it, then like you just make it work. And like I said, I've got no ego as far as like band size and like kind of shows they play. It's just all about like wherever I feel like I've got like if I'm having fun and enjoying myself, and people are enjoying my work, and we're enjoying like, you know, like benefiting from each other.
Yeah, that's great.
That's more
That's awesome.
for.
Yo, I just want to say, Peter, before you go, Peter, I want to apologize if writing Halsey was incorrect. I made that assumption, and I probably should have asked.
No.
All right, cool.
Dude, I literally, no. I was just mentioning that, like,
Yeah, it's cool.
yeah, that I felt that like multiple times, you know, and like they all are still there.
They all fit the mold of like, hey, I want to work with these people over the period of time.
Yeah, it's
Daniel,
synergy.
Daniel, were you gonna go, my friend?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny to think about. It's like, as hearing everybody talk, I'm thinking about like, you know, like what things do I try to do, and I'm starting. It just went out the window. So I'm like, I feel like trying to put in the effort to nurture a relationship, you find out really quickly whether that's a thing or not, right? Like, I mean, if it feels uncomfortable and it's not going to work, it's not going to work. I mean, you got to imagine that a lot of these artists are surrounded by tons of people constantly. There are tons of people who are trying very hard to please these artists. And at a certain point, it's like, do you join the ranks of everyone trying to just be accommodating and pleasing? It's like, if you can be yourself with that artist, and they can see that you're, you know, a genuine person who connects with them, then that relationship's going to work out. It's like, it's trying really hard to force a relationship to work out hardly ever works for both parties. I think you quickly find out you get pushed out real quick, or it becomes like when you're needed, you'll get called on, versus it being like a friendship, which is what it becomes eventually when that trust is established, right? But I don't know. I feel like it helps to like be a fan of the music. It helps to like be someone who respects, I guess, what the lifestyle of a lot of artists are, and knowing what that work day is like day to day. I think once you can understand what that world is like, it makes it easier for someone to like nurture a relationship, leaving any sort of preconceived, you know, expectations just at the door, because it's a whole different world once you're in it.
And how do you guys differentiate then between, or is there a difference between being friends with an artist and working with them, and what is that difference? Or like, what's that? What is that?
Can I go? I want to
Yeah,
go.
Lindsay, let's go. I can see you.
I want to go in.
Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, I think that like friendship between photographer and artist is developed just like any friendship. And I wanted to kind of, you know, call back to what Elliot was saying, you know, and the last question is like, personally, when I'm working with a band, I treat every band as if this is going to be a long-term relationship, just like I treat the person who I'm buying coffee from. Like, I'm like, hey guys, the other day I went in the coffee shop and I was like, did you miss me? And they didn't say anything. And I was like, guess not.
I missed you.
I know. I mean, I go there like every day, but distanced and masked, of course. But point being is, you know, it's kind of like everything, like Elliot was saying, like be nice to everybody. And, you know, friendships, I've made the mistake, and it wasn't a mistake that wasn't recovered. You know, I've been working with Paramore and Haley for a really long time, and I look back to the beginning of our work relationship that turned into a best friendship. She is one of my best friends. I can say that wholeheartedly. And that means that if the working relationship were to disappear, that we would still be friends. And that I look at some of the stuff that I expected or thought that I could get at the earlier part, like you know, like more time in front of my lens or whatever it is that, you know, or being able to be like, go do that or whatever. Like, I don't know, just the expectation level. Like I can ask her to do something now 10 years in that was inappropriate at the beginning of a friendship or the
Mhm.
beginning of a work relationship. So sorry, I'll cut myself off, but that being said, it's just like a friendship. You don't expect to get in the room with anybody, like a new person. You're invited to a dinner party and you sit down and you're like, so tell me your deepest, darkest secret. And like
Yeah.
if they say, oh, maybe not, you're not like hurt.
Yeah.
It's just normal way of being a human.
I
It's just
think
like time.
trust builds that, you
Yeah.
know, just over time. Trust is like just what, like, if you are always there and you're always, you know, they text you like, hey, like, what about this photo? And it's like, yeah, I got it right here. Like, and then they're also like, oh, well, I'm about to go get coffee. You want to get that? You know, it's like, yeah, like you just build a relationship with someone, you know, because there's been plenty of people that I've toured with that like I don't talk to. I don't even have their phone numbers anymore. It's just like, yeah, like that was a gig and neither of us really liked each other, but like it just that happened, you know. But and it's like I don't know, not every gig will turn into that, but that doesn't mean that you still don't, you know, like you said earlier that it's like you have to treat every job like that. Yes, of course, but like at the end of the day, like you're gonna get on a tour and it's like everyone's doing a bunch of drugs and like I don't do drugs. It's kind of like, well, I'm here, this is a job, but like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take this next tour if they offer it to me.
Mhm.
You know, it's a two-way street. So when you find someone that you mesh well with, it's just going to kind of work out, I feel like.
That's great. Does
Yes.
anybody else want to go?
Well said.
I have like a sort of extension on what I was just saying, just
Yeah.
because like I feel like when you go into, if you want to create or if you want to set yourself up to work with people where you wouldn't have to have those experiences, I feel like you know, maybe you necessarily do this intentionally, but just like talking to other artists that you're on tour with, you know, like and talking to their crew and just like seeing like how people are like or not seeing what their relationships are like, but just like, you know, just understanding like what it's like for different people and if like what you're experiencing is normal or uncommon or whatever, and just
Mhm.
making assessment of that. I think a lot of the early days when I was touring, when I was just trying to like find my feet, I was taking everything just because I was just happy to be just, you know, work and whatever, and like, you know, just getting out there.
That's what I'm
but then like after a while you just like make friends with different people and you create like you open doors in that way, not so much intentionally, but like you create like friendships with different people from different like all different walks of like of life and like different touring things, and that necessarily like can sometimes like open up doors unintentionally like way down the road if you like actually really hit it off with that person and like, you know, you like bring you back and ask you to do something else. But yeah, I feel like I can't even remember where I was going with that, but
No, that's great.
I just remember what I was thinking about what I was saying, and just thinking like, you know, the most organic way to create relationships, I feel like, is just create friendships first, and then you sort of like there's certain people on tour all the time that like I've been bouncing around between like friends bands and like bands that I've been on tour with. Like I think the first time I ever worked for a band that I hadn't met previously was Fall Out Boy. Like when I started my job with Fall Out Boy, it was the first time I'd ever been on a tour where I didn't know anyone. It was like starting school. It was like starting my first day at school. Sat and ate lunch on my own. First day.
Nerd.
I mean,
Yeah.
you want to go, Peter?
I was just gonna say that yeah, I feel like I've always like had like gotten a perspective from, you know, talking with other people that tour in other groups, and kind of what Josiah was saying before, like it's good to like kind of get a barometer on like, you know, the situation that you're in and like whether it's like healthy or like whether it's like respectful and stuff, because you're in your own little world on tour and that's all you know. And it's like sometimes like, you know, things might be going along and then you talk to someone else and you're like, whoa, like maybe what they're experiencing is like maybe not the best for them or kind of like messed up, or maybe something to do with me is kind of like well, like I should address that with management or this or that. So it's kind of good, like, because you're in your own bubble, and it's good to like talk to people outside of it to gain perspective on your own, or help them give perspective on theirs, especially other people that do what you do, like touring photographers or videographers or whatever.
It sounds like the theme across everyone is the key is your intention, and all your decisions you're making aren't so much based on who you're talking to or why you're talking to or what your goal is. It's just based on always kind of being true to yourself and always being that person that is treating everybody equally. And I love hearing that, because I'm sure we've all run into people that maybe aren't doing that, and we feel like their actions are not very genuine, and it's really hurtful to interact with people like that, because maybe everything. So I don't know. It makes me really happy to hear all this from you guys. It's so good. I don't know where I was going with that one either. Then I was like, this is cool.
It's great. You're happy, dude. We love that you're happy. That's great.
I mean,
Yeah.
Good on you.
I had to, learn who I am and like what hurts my feel. Like I'm super tender. My feelings are like, I'm sensitive. I'm a sensitive being.
Mm-hmm.
And, if like you were saying, it's like, if my intentions are good and genuine, then I probably get the same thing back. And that's not to say that, everybody has to be nice to me or I have to get these opportunities. It's also like knowing that I'm a sensitive artist.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have to go into situations setting my own self up for success.
I think it
and
shows in
that-
your work too. I think it really
Thank
shows.
you.
Yeah.
And that
No.
means, and sometimes I'm sure I heard like a while back that I like hurt somebody's feelings and they thought I was a whatever. We can't cuss on this. I cuss all the time.
You can cuss.
It's hard for me not to cuss. And I was like, whoa, that was not, my intention, which then leads me to know that like everybody else is just making their way in the world.
Mhm.
And so if they're mean to me, maybe they just had a bad day.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's what we're talking about. Also, I'm looking at this chat on. Are we answering people directly on this?
You can. I
the
kind of
stream chat.
I kind of siphon through it, and you can more
You
than
do?
say like, hey, if you like this question, go for it. Also,
I'm s-
we have 5 HOE rating with a party of 30, which means that they just brought 30 people to our chat from their channel. So thank you guys and welcome. If you're,
Yo, Adam, can I ask a quick question?
yeah, go for it, man.
I mean, from the vibe I'm gathering, I think Daniel and Lindsay have been probably in the game the longest.
Yes. Agreed.
I was just curious how long you guys have been with, like, either you've been with, your perspective, like the artists that are like under your name, like Paramore or Travis Barker, like how long you been with them, and or like how long you've been like in the game, because I feel like you guys, we got to respect our elders, and like you guys got
Hello, older.
Respect.
Yay!
He said elder, but he meant to say wisers.
Right.
The wiser one.
It's all right. I'm not ashamed.
I'm just kidding. I'm just
Doing them
kidding.
all, dude.
No. I was just responding to Lindsay's reaction to you. I was like, I like this.
No, it's okay. It's fine. What? Yeah. So
Go,
you
Daniel.
get
You go.
Daniel.
So, well, I mean, my photographic journey began in high school. Junior year of high school, a friend of mine knew that I liked taking pictures. And he's like, hey, I got a buddy that works at the El Rey if you want to come and shoot photos. And at
Sick.
the time, I was underage, I guess. I was like under 18, so I couldn't really go to shows and stuff. He's like, it's cool, man. I know the band. Like, we'll just go in through the back. And this was pre-digital, so everything was film. And I just started slinging my rolls of film to like LA Weekly and like local magazines and stuff. And, like, I thought it was cool. I'm like, here's like a model that's different every single time. It's a different show every time. It's like, this is the best feeling ever. So you can capture these moments. And I caught the bug. Like, I mean, I was just hooked on it. And then like, started building out a dark room and doing all that. And that was awesome.
Sick.
And so it was just kind of a little bit of just like continuing doing photography for photography's sake for a very long time. With Travis specifically, I've been working with Travis for 7 years now.
Dope.
So and that started just from like a history of working for like, skateboarding companies, like working for Burton for a little bit, or for Volkswagen, just like a history of working for like, and then just coming on board to like help out with like the clothing brand side of things. And then him learning that I took photos, and it was like, oh, you take pictures. And it's like, well, it's been the thing that I've been doing the longest, but as a career, damn near impossible to keep up with. And,
Yeah.
you know, right place, right time. Next thing you know, you get the opportunity to like prove yourself and to like build that relationship, and
Boom.
it's history. Yeah. And
That's
consistency
cool.
is key there. Yeah. But I mean, I mean, again, I think photography for the sake of photography has always been like the key thing for me. It's just like, love taking pictures, and it just blossomed into something that was, I mean, a dream job, for lack of a
That's
better
great.
word.
What
yeah,
year?
I think that oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, what year did you guys both start in? Just to like,
Like professionally.
yeah.
Professionally, like, I mean, professionally, photography in general, or specifically.
Yeah.
Well, you could give both. Like, I mean, maybe there was, I don't know if there's a big difference between when you started shooting and then professionally shooting, but that's
Right.
all.
So I
That's
mean,
interesting.
well, I guess the time since money exchanged hands. we'll put it
Yeah,
that
yeah,
way.
yeah.
I'll
There we
say
go.
for me since 2000. So this is 20 years. Damn. Wow.
Respect. That's
Um,
awesome.
So I mean, since 2000 was the first time I got like a paid photo gig, and then my first like photo job was like during college. I was working for an adult entertainment business, shooting models, which was both very lucrative but very toxic. So I got out of there. And yeah, like I mean, just I've seen a little bit of everything, and it's been I'm happy where I'm at. Let's just put it
That's
that way.
good.
Like music
That's
is
good.
definitely like the happy place for sure.
That's great.
I think that I started, well, my first paid gig was not a paid gig. I took a photo and somebody wanted to use it. I think it was a Melissa Steamer, and they wanted, which is a
Oh, wow.
skateboarder and also one of my best friends.
What?
Hi,
She's a
Melissa, if you're out
legend.
there.
She's
And
a
they wanted to
legend.
use it for a ad, for a skateboard ad. But I was not, like, photography as a career never entered my mind. I never thought it was possible. I looked at the skateboard photographers and I was like, whoa, they get to do the coolest stuff. And I was obsessed as a kid with album covers and like, what were they doing? My dad had a huge record collection. And but it never crossed my mind. And then I got a job at Golden Voice. I loved Coachella, so I wanted to work there. I had taken one photo class, and my end photography, like the end thing, the end presentation, was photos that I had taken of live music, and most of them were at Coachella, and that was it. And I was like, oh, bleh. And so it was not until it was 2008 that Tegan and Sarah asked me to go on tour, and being a tour photographer was not a thing. Like, I don't think it was a thing. Like, it was
No.
just, I was like,
It's like Ryan
go
Russell.
on tour. And well, yeah, during
That
that
was it.
time,
Yeah.
Ryan Russell time.
Yeah.
And they were like, come on tour. And I was dating Tegan at the time. So it was like, and so all of a sudden it seemed like I was a professional photographer. I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah, you're
And
just like,
so I've been a professional photographer since 2008, since that tour. And I would get email, like some of the emails of people that, or people in, it seems like I've been doing this for so long, but literally that was the first thing that I did.
wow.
And so I was like, they're like, oh, you've been doing this, you have so much experience. And I'm like, yeah, totally. Now I do. 10 years I've been shooting Paramore, maybe 2011.
Well, you got like that
Wow.
relationship, I mean, relatively quickly. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's cool. You got to start so early on in your, I mean, wait, that's 2 years after you started shooting music professionally. That's pretty good. That's cool.
Trial by fire.
I mean, but I was like, I'd be on tour, like, I had a really big ego too. I was like, I assisted somebody, and I like this is so embarrassing. Talk about embarrassing moments. I assisted someone right when I moved to LA, or sorry, right after that tour or whatever. And I like gave my card to their agent. Like, that is so ballsy and also
I
so
apologize.
wrong.
Yeah. But you
Yeah.
didn't know.
You're like,
You didn't know.
I was
like, yo, hit me up,
I
hit
was
me up
like,
if you're smart.
yeah, exactly. No, exactly. I was like, you're going to know me. You're going to want to know me.
My name, you see that billboard outside? It's going to be on there.
I would have, if he knew, he probably doesn't even know to this day. I should tell him I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was gonna say there's some photographers in chat. Peter, I know you're good friends with Yasir. You guys work together, and she stopped
yeah.
by, and then
She here?
She was here for a while. Andy Barron, who I don't know who all knows, but he's an amazing photographer from Nashville.
All amazing photographers.
Yeah, I think I follow him on the gram.
And then obviously, yeah, his eye is very good.
Wait,
yeah.
Yasi Spaghetti, is that?
That's
her on
Yasi. Yeah. She's
there? Oh, such a
Jasmine.
good photographer. Hi.
Yeah. And then we got
Yes.
Miranda McDonald. So there's people here. They're hiding. They're not talking, but they're here. They're supporting. I like that. Thank you guys for coming by and supporting everybody.
Oh my God, Andy said I definitely played Alyssa Steamer on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater too.
There you go.
Dude, she was like the female skateboarder. She was,
So I'm
she
just
was
gonna
the-
give a shout out to her company. It's called Nar Hunters. You guys should all check it out.
What's
Not
it?
only is she a
You say
Nar
Nar
Hunters.
Hunter.
Yeah, she's a brilliant
Connor,
skateboarder, also
throw a
very
link in
witty
there.
designer.
Connor Armand will
Yeah.
throw a link in there for you. Everybody can go check it out.
Gunnar Hunters.
Yeah, I do some stuff for them. She's the best.
That's
And
great.
everybody was, well, you guys were also, Peter, that was a very good question. I like that. I like when, like,
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get nervous to do these things, and I think it's like it's pretty good to come on here and be like, I've got a question, let's do it. And I learned a lot in those 5 minutes from both of you
Great.
guys.
I've got plenty more where that came from, and I'm sure you have more on your fun notepad. So
Yeah, dude, I love this. Do you guys have Notepad? I forget so much stuff. Then now I have a notepad and I like flip through it and remember all the things I thought I learned. And
just
then once
forget and live in complete blissful ignorance after I forget. Just go like that.
I did a lot
Probably the
with
best,
notepads last year.
honestly.
We toured a lot.
What did you say?
I used a notepad a lot last year when we were touring a bunch, just because like I felt like I would always like mostly kind of like for reminders, but mostly just like ideas that I had that like I know weren't going to happen on that tour.
Mm,
Because touring is much different than like a promo album cycle and stuff like that. So it was like
mhm.
I did a lot of like weird journaling about that stuff. So like
That's
go back
cool.
when you're not on tour.
Well, the one question that we do ask every time when people come on here, and this is very applicable to everybody here, because everybody's toured, is do you guys like to wear shower shoes and not wear shower shoes when you're on tour?
Shower shoes are a must. They're a must. You don't want to run a whole tour with foot fungus. It's gross. No, man. Absolutely.
I say
That's
this
one-on-one.
on here, but if the shower is gross enough that I would have to wear shower shoes, I'm not going to shower in it.
Good point. Good point. Good point. It's a good point.
Just
I
no
think-
shower.
Yeah.
Wait,
rather
Lindsay,
just
do you wear
shower?
Lindsay? You wear shower shoes, obviously, right, Lindsay?
I mean, I wear shower shoes at home. No, I don't.
Oh,
You
Yeah.
know, I'm like, once you get athlete's foot once, it's like you're bound to get it again. So if the shower's gross, I actually will shower in it, and I will opt for shower shoes.
well, I also would opt for shower shoes, but it depends if you're like on some weekender and your bag's small, you don't want to bring them. What you do is you take one of the towels and you put it on the ground
I've
of
done
the
that.
shower. And
Yep.
then if you don't have the shower shoes that time, so I just completely make a towel like fully soaked and disgusting. And then I'll put it in the towel hamper and like there's like water in the bottom. But that's last resort.
And it cleans the bottom of your feet. It scrubs them real nice.
I don't know. It just if you forget the shoes. But yeah, I'm a shoes guy.
Okay, I
Everyone's a
just went
shoes guy.
camping for 9 days, and I got there's new technology out there. Technology.
There's
There
a
you
lot
can
of
just
tech.
you can just like buy these big giant wet wipes for like your
Dude
whole
wipes?
body,
What?
which is like this is like an extender. You don't have to take a shower for a while.
What are they
There's a
called?
brand called there's one
They're
called
like-
Dude Wipes.
I don't know what they're called. I'll have to.
Are they really
One
called
would
dew
so
wipes,
thick
Peter?
it would be sold out,
Dew
like,
wipes.
pandemic.
Yeah, there's a brand called Dude Wipes that they're pretty fire.
Really?
Like-
They're big, yeah, and you don't have to take a shower for like a few more days.
Elliot's been holding his tongue.
He's like, this is disgusting.
Typing away, trying to get some dude wipes.
Amazon Prime, let's go. All right, we got a link in it. It's dudeproducts.com.
Wow.
Dude wipes home packs.
Everyone's gonna get serviced Instagram
Or just get wet
ads
wipes.
now.
Oh yeah,
But
all
then
of
you
our
smell
ads.
like a
That is
baby's
really expensive for a pack of wipes.
Yeah, but they're
Uh,
well,
What's
they're,
it worth
yeah.
to you?
they're
How
branded
much is
well.
it worth to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would never buy them, but they're the most fun sounding ones. I would just
didn't
get the
use
packs
Dude
from
Wipes.
Costco or something with like a
Yeah, it's like
Let me find out what they're called. Hang on.
I like that
Yeah.
effect. That sounded awesome.
yeah.
What I don't
I
know
want
what
the
just.
Lindsay ones. I want the big
Nope.
ones that Lindsay's got.
Yeah, the thick boys.
I don't know if you guys have been to Target. Well, I don't know. I've been to Target lately, masked on, but they have been marketing stuff very well. They have like his and her vitamins now. They have very nicely marketed shavers for women. Like the people are making every brand cool. I feel like now, including dude wipes.
Why is everything
Yeah.
have to be gendered?
I don't. Well, I don't know the answer to that.
Don't
We
know.
have to talk to Target about that.
But
some
somebody
of them
up
sell
at the
two
top,
different kinds of the exact same thing
yeah,
for no apparent reason.
charge you more, makes you feel more like what you identify as when you use it. I don't know.
I'm sorry I didn't have any other genders of wipes to put forth.
That was not a
I
direct hit on
apologize.
you.
Apologize to the chat.
Wait, does that mean that we should market chick wipes?
Yeah,
Like,
what is is dude gender?
Gender neutral.
Is dude gender neutral?
wipes.
Is dude gender neutral?
But
We should make tour wipes, dude. Let's start a brand.
Tour
Look
wipes.
at
Tour
this.
wipes. They could come with
Tour
they
wipes,
could
that's
come with
it.
disposable shoes for the shower
Yeah.
or reusable, whatever makes the most sense.
It comes in the shape of an Econo van, 11-seater. the package.
We should come up honestly business
Stop
idea
saying these things
right
online,
now.
guys. They're gone.
I know,
Somebody
business
bought the
idea right
URL.
now. Let's all talk later. Little side project.
I like when you bring the microphone closer. It sounds like
Really
a.
close.
I like how you're assessing dominance with that. It's like no.
It's like those
Listen to me.
the TikTok reviews. They're like,
I've been doing a lot of new Zoom things. I did my first stand-up comedy show.
You performed or you attended?
I performed.
Give us a joke. I'm ready. Who's
What?
ready?
I can't because mine is storytelling, so you'll have to sit for a tight 5.
We
And
have
it's like,
exactly 5 minutes left. I'll
no,
put a vote
I
in.
can't do it. I can't do it. It's not for.
It's not for
not
this
for
audience.
underage.
All right.
It's not for this audience.
All right.
Read the
well,
room. I'm reading the room, and this is not the room.
I failed. Should I go? Should I show myself out?
Well, I'll show you something.
All right. What? Okay.
Hold on.
Anybody
I-
else? What's
I
the
just
thing
wanna
on the
know what's
fridge?
up with the baby head.
What's
Yeah.
on the
Yeah, I
fridge?
want-
You guys notice that
I
too?
want
Oh, okay.
What's
baby.
that?
I
Baby.
used that baby head for a Dance Gavin Dance billboard.
Oh wow.
I mean, it was for a photo shoot, but
Can
then
you bring it
turned into
down?
a
Can we see
billboard.
it?
Oh, sure.
Yes. How long did you guys see that into chat?
I saw it at the beginning. I just chose to not comment on it because I was trying to be
Oh.
like professional. Wait. Oh my god. Fuck.
Couldn't hear you because my headphones. Were you laughing?
yeah,
if
you-
yeah, we laughed.
Yeah.
Hey, Adam.
Yo. Listen.
I feel like something that I've like seen a lot of people talking about, like a lot of younger kids that are like either they've gotten started in their career or they're just starting, or like maybe they're like a year or two in.
Yeah.
Like maybe we could give examples of like constructive things we've been doing while there's like no shows and stuff to like hone skills or learn something new, or
Yeah,
it
like
doesn't have to be like like for instance, I learned a lot of like retouching stuff. Like I did a gig and learned a lot of new like retouching skills, which I can now do like fast, like in a little ways. So that's something that like anyone can learn on YouTube right now. Anyone could learn After Effects. Anyone could learn any of these things. So it's like just picking one and kind of going towards it because it can be overwhelming for people. So I just want to say that's an example of what I did. I got really a lot
Yeah.
better at retouching.
and I think the first step that a lot of people maybe have to figure out is how to identify what they want to improve on. How did you figure out, like, before you went and watched a video, how are you like, okay, this
Because
is
I
what
either had to do it myself or pay someone to do it.
want. There you go.
So
So
I chose
something you
the
needed to do.
prior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I mean, anything you guys maybe noticed in your own workflow and your own thing that you weren't able to learn because, well, you tour a lot or you work a lot. What have you guys taken the time to? That's a great question, to learn or improve on.
Developing.
I've
film.
definitely. I'll go for it. Josiah. You going?
Oh, go for it. Go for it.
So I've been diving into video more. I mean, it's something that I've done in the past, and motion graphics also. And I just, by necessity, have just stopped because I've just been busy. But then I've just been finding ways to apply those skills and just bring them back to the forefront and try to incorporate my photo work. Like it's something that I'll do like late at night if I just get bored. I'll just take a bunch of, I did this a lot with like a lot of Blink photos where I'll just make posters, just to take the
That's
photo,
sick.
try to find a new way to repurpose them, and just to do something that'll just like hone a skill and at the same time have a piece of content that I can put out. Just did like a small video teaser with Travis a couple days ago for their song that comes out tomorrow. They have a song called Quarantine coming out. So we
That
shot
art looks awesome.
Yeah, that art looks sick.
Thanks. Like that's
Good job.
yeah. So that was an example. Like Travis had this great idea for like what he wanted the single art to be like. And he's like, "You got this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I think I can." And I'm thinking, well, do I shoot this or do I completely make that from scratch? And I was like, well, I want to do it completely from scratch. So everything on that single is just completely from nothing. Started with a base image and then did everything else to it, which is cool. Because again, there's all these other skills you learn in the process. You know what I mean? So it's just like sharpening those knives then just makes you that much faster and that much more, capable of doing different things.
Where is that? I was trying to look it up. Like
It's on the Blink IG, and it's also, I think it's on my
It's
IG.
on yours too. I think we're gonna get a link in chat here too, Connor, if you find it. It's just on fog.again's Instagram. Thanks.
Oh, sick.
And I think what Peter makes a good point, and people responding to this make a good point, is like people on a professional level are always trying to get better, find out ways they can learn. Like it never really stops. So all the skills you develop early on, reflecting on what you can do better, you don't stop doing those things. Just keep learning, and you can kind of see how these guys are not. Josiah, I know you said film, and Elliot and Lindsay, if you want to go after Josiah of anything you've been working on, go for it.
Yeah, early on, I was like, well, I have nothing to do. And last year I started doing black and white stuff on the road. And then I just found, one of the kits, I forget what brand it is, but it's just a simple kit that you can develop, colored film at home. And I was like, cool. So I started doing it. And then I have a scanner from last year when I was doing black and white stuff. So it's just something fun to do. And one thing that I think when you ask, like, how do you find, those videos that you want to watch is like, just find someone that's interesting and like go through their feed, like on YouTube, it might not, one big person that I learned a bunch of video stuff from is Just Show. I think I'm pronouncing his name right. I don't know. I think he has probably 1 million subscribers, something like that on YouTube. He just does really in-depth, like how to remake this shot from like a music video or like all these random, like, how to editing videos. And he just has hundreds or maybe even thousands at this point of videos on how to edit things. And that's kind of how I did it. It was like things that I wouldn't even think of, how to do something because that wasn't what I was doing. And you'd see it and like, oh, wow, that's actually pretty simple. That's really cool.
So,
sorry, go for it.
Go for it. Whoever's next.
Ellie.
In lockdown, since lockdown happened, I've just been like, I usually, when I'm feeling like in those early stages when I wasn't really doing much because I was kind of like caught up in what was going on, I was very distracted. Found that like I've always found that like when I try something new that I'm like know that I'm really bad at, like that usually gets me motivated all around. Like it makes the things that I'm do on a regular basis a lot more like satisfying and easy going. I find like when I find that I'm really bad at something and I'm like not good at it and I have to learn, like it's way more rewarding going back to the things that I'm like usually quite monotonous to do. So I tend to like go back and forth. Like right now I'm teaching myself how to make jewelry, which is something I've been doing like on and off tour the last couple of years. And I find that like when I break up my work with stuff like that, because it's and what you said about like how you find those things, like I found that by like when I came home from tour, I was like, well, what are my interests? Like I'm interested in this, I'm interested in this. Like what could I do? Like what could I do amongst that? So like I just like took it back to basics. Like and now I'm just like teaching myself new skills that like and that keeps me like motivated all around basically.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. Respect. Gotta get some jewelry from you.
I'll cook you up something.
I don't wear anything,
I
so
should have had you make my wedding ring.
that would be sick.
I should have had you.
Do people get new rings when they like do the? I don't know what what's the thing called where you like renew your
vows.
Do people do new
Renew your
rings or I don't know.
What?
What'd you say?
I mean, I
Right.
think it all comes down to
Sometimes
budget.
you can, yeah.
I took it off. That's another one.
Hello, guys. Can you hear me? We're taking off.
I don't
We're
know where my
flying.
microphone is. I can't do that. Anyway.
That's what I've been learning. I've been learning microphone. What have I been learning? I haven't been learning anything. That's not true.
Stand-up
I
comedy.
think I'm like I have. That is true. But I think I'm kind of with Daniel. Like I'm motivated by like assignments. Like, can you do this thing? And I'm like, yes.
I can learn this thing.
And then I'm like, but also no. No, they're like, can you deliver this? And I'm like, yes, I
Yes.
can.
Yeah.
And then
Then
like,
you're
you,
calling the boys. Yo.
I'm like, but also,
It's that growth
no,
mindset.
I learn when I want to make something. So I think that that's a really, what you were saying, Daniel, like I'm going to try to make some posters or whatever. But I've been definitely expanding and trying to do other things that, this was hard. This is a hard time. Our worlds, everyone's worlds have been turned upside down. And
Everybody
think
had to
that-
adapt.
I think
And that's the other thing too, is that like at the end of the day, there's no like, you shouldn't feel pressure to be doing something.
Yeah, I
Like,
agree.
as much as like it would be great, like if you got out there and like started something new, but like, man, it's just a weird time in the world. There are like really like no one really knows how to deal with this, especially people in the music industry, because like recessions have happened in our economy, and like we've still had shows, we still have a job to an extent,
Mm-hmm.
but like we haven't just had a like, okay, cool, like are we not going to go to a show until August next year? Like we really don't know what that looks like. So it's you just got to find ways to like keep yourself sane and be happy, and and if that's what it is. But like for me, like I've just been doing a bunch of yard work and like random stuff around my house that like
That's awesome.
like it's just mindless work that like isn't creative in any way, but like it's keeping me busy, and like I've enjoyed it to an extent. Like I don't know.
I don't think it's that mindless.
I learned how to do a photo shoot with one person in one place and another person in another place, and like put it together,
What?
which is crazy.
That sounds like magic.
It was,
Yeah.
I know, it's crazy. It's called FaceTime. Yeah, it was hard.
That's dope.
Well, cool. Well, thank you guys. I know the hour goes by quick, but we're overtime, which is cool.
Oh no.
But thank you guys for joining me for this hour and talking. I took notes. That's why I have this. This is how I learned. This is my improvement. Yeah, thank you guys so much for doing this. Lindsay,
No
we
worries.
got the chat on stream. Lindsay's excited, which I like too. I'm about to do that after. So I'm gonna end this. Yes.
Ah!
Shu, thank you for the raid. I wish another photographer was streaming right now so we could raid them, but we can't. And what can I say? No, you're good, Josiah. Let's go ahead. I'm going to end the stream. You guys don't have to leave yet, but everybody say goodbye. Everybody say thank you. Make sure to check them out on Instagram. Connor will drop the links. So thank you so much. I'm just going to end the stream here. And this will be up on YouTube if you want to